Okay, it's a really cold day, just above freezing, blue hands again, ideal for testing. So I've already done, well, which I feel is exactly the same actually. It's the JJRC version of this. This is the Eachine E59. I'm going to give it a go anyway, because with this one you only get a single quad and one transmitter, the other one you get two quads and transmitter, and I'll put a link down in the description. You can go and have a look at the other video, but I really enjoy flying it. It's just back to normal fun flying. There's no camera, no altitude hold, no GPS, blah blah blah, loads of no's, but what it does do is give you loads of fun, and that's a big yes as far as I'm concerned. So nice little natty drone, as you can clearly see, really tiny, would fit in your pocket no problem at all. You've got an onboard battery as well. You get a little USB adapter into the charging port. The USB adapter glows red when it's charging. When it's finished charging, it goes off. So nice and simple as well. And it just folds out, really simple. Everything's basic about this, and I really like it. It's a good little flying machine. You got a mode 2 transmitter, so this is your throttle, so push this up and down and it goes up and down. Like I say, no altitude hold, so doesn't center itself. So if you pull the throttle right off, the motors will completely stop and it will just plummet out of the sky. So it's up to you how you fly it. You can keep it at a certain level by just adjusting the throttle very gently, and it will stay at a level. So altitude hold has its place, but not with fun ones like this, definitely not. And a quick run through the rest of the functions. Push it to the right and that makes it turn to the right, rotate to the right, sorry, push to the left, it rotates to the left, and that's called yawing. The other stick is your direction stick, so push that, the quad will go forwards, and the front is these three LEDs. Pull it backwards, it goes backwards, push to the right, it goes to the right, push to the left, it goes to the left. That's all it does. So those are called rolling, that's called pitching back and forwards, and that's called throwing the quad. That's one of the tests I do on the channel just to make sure it's durable. Right, moving on swiftly. Right, okay, so you can either turn the quad on first of all or turn the transmitter on. You do need 3 AAA batteries for the transmitter, and you don't get that with it, but you get everything else you possibly need with this. So turn it on, got bright LEDs at the front flashing and some red ones at the back. They're not particularly bright, but they are there sort of thing, which is good. So you can see them pulsing away hopefully. Turn on the transmitter, and then to bind it, so basically the transmitter then takes control of the quad. We basically go up and down on the throttle, and then we get fast flashing LEDs, then we're bound. We're all ready to go. To calibrate the gyros, worth doing if you've had an accident, or if it's your first time out flying it, it might be worth doing. Put it on somewhere level, don't move it while you're doing it, pull both the sticks down and across to the right, you get a beep off the transmitter, it'll keep flashing, so that's it all leveled out. And then the other function on the transmitter I'll show you as we get up and go. So let's go out for a flight. Whee! These things are fun. So like I say, you can keep it altitude, oh yeah, sort of there. But it's just constantly adjusting. That's what flying's all about, is you are constantly adjusting. So this is in low rates, and it's got 3 rates, so this is the slowest rate, and it's really good to learn in. Really nice, gentle flyer. Perfect. Change the rates, press this one here, you get a beep beep off the transmitter. That puts it up into second rates. And you can see we're just slightly faster, but still nothing really anxious about it. And then if we want third rates, which is the highest rates it does, press this one again, beep beep beep. And off we go. And even in third rates, it's not an anxious flyer by any means. But it is damn good fun. We've got headless mode on this one, so all those instructions that showed you how to use the transmitter. If we press this one here, it goes into headless mode, you get flashing LEDs, you can see them there. And now, even though the quad's facing towards me, if I push that way, because we bound it this way, it's going to the right, it's going forward and backwards. And you get a really annoying beep off the transmitter. Right and left is always, doesn't matter what orientation the quad's in, right is always to my right, to the left, and forward and backwards. Not something I recommend you learn to fly in. Learn to fly like this, so don't have the headless mode on, you don't get that annoying beep for a start, and then front is always front. So if I press forward now, it'll come forward. So it's a better way of learning, I think. You do have a return to home, so let's pop this out here. I'll tell you what, I'll turn it around so you can see those LEDs, I hope, because they're really bright on the front. Press the return to home button, and we were over there, and that's basically where it's going. But if I leave it going, it will just keep on going. To cancel that, just use the direction stick. So return to home has nothing to do with the actual spot on the planet, it just sort of comes back in this general direction, and that's really in a wave as well. So you can do flips with it, press this one, So this is one here, and then you choose, and it's a really good little flipper actually, if you want to do your little stunts and everything, but I'll show you some better stunts with it in a second. So it does flip well, goes in any direction, even backwards. Whee! There we go. Okay, that's the basics all covered. Now, this one should be capable of manual flipping because it doesn't have altitude hold. Oh yes, and it does, no problem at all. Surprise, surprise, I've done a video on how you do manual flipping because I really like it. I think it's just damn good fun. And I'll put a link down in the description. There we go. It's a really nice little flyer. Kill the throttle, it just stops stone dead. And you can hand launch, you can throw it, you can basically do what you like with it, sort of thing. It is a good little quad. Like I say, I like basic. Whoa, bandits at 12 o'clock with that sun. It'll do sort of 50 metres, I'm sure. I'm just going to come down here. I know this is a 50-metre test from here. Whoa. There we go. It's getting on 50 metres. Yeah, it definitely is. Now, I don't suppose the camera will pick this up, but if I rotate this, there we go. I just got the LEDs pointing back towards me. There we go, perfect. Now that's coming, I know that's coming back at me now. And like I say, that's on full pitch in high rates, and it's nothing anxious at all. You can do slow flips, you can do fast flips. So there we go, it's absolutely superb. You can basically do what you like with it. It is a good little quad. Doesn't come with prop guards, that would be the only thing I would say for a beginner, but honestly you're not going to damage yourself with this, and it is very controllable. Absolutely no trouble at all. Whoa, there we go. Always like to do a little test every so often just to show the durability of a quad. Basically, if this one gets walloped, it'll just knock those back. Make sure they're in the right position, and off we go again. Whoops. That's fine. Like I say, lovely little flyer. That's better. It's absolutely just good fun, basic flying. That's all it is. Learn to do the basics and you can do any of the other trick stuff later on. There we go, that was a double flip there. This is a good one. Now the JJRC one, if you did this test, it would kill the motors there. This one doesn't. So actually you can do slow flips with this. Have a look at my other video on the JJRC one, you'll see what I mean. Yeah, this one, you can recover this one at any time. So there is a difference with it then. I really wouldn't have thought there would have been, to be honest, because they are looking absolutely identical. As you saw, we got flashing LEDs when we were in headless mode, and now we've just got flashing LEDs because we're running low on the battery. So it just warns you to come in and land. Honestly, you won't really do a lot of damage with this one, and it will just come in and land slowly. I'm giving it lots of throttle and it's not really doing anything. There we go. And it just sort of, because I was giving it full throttle there, it will just drop out of the sky. You should bring it in to land. You didn't actually get long after that flashing LEDs, but like I say, it is just above freezing out here, so it will kill, once the battery is low, it will kill it really quick. But no, seriously good fun.
Okay, so what did I think of it? Well, I loved it. You must have got that from the review. It's absolutely brilliant. Great fun. And it is back to flying properly, I think. I can't really say it's basic flying, although it is really. It's just nice to be in full control. If you have an altitude hold one and you pull the throttle right off, the props keep spinning, quite a lot of motor stays on, and it comes down, some of them really slowly. You can't sort of pull it out of the sky. With this, you kill the throttles, it kills the throttles. On an altitude hold, when you give it full throttle, they go up, usually slow, because they're trying to pick the altitude to hold at, because that's just how they work, really. Most of them, I'm talking toy grade ones here. If you move up to the professional ones, they actually do tend to get a bit more of a shift on, but there's a big difference there. Toy grade ones are usually slow on the throttle, purely because they're just trying to get the altitude right. This one, if you hit full throttle, it will go as quick as it possibly can up. So I like that. I think I'm more in control and I'm having a bit more fun with it. You can also do manual flips with it, which you can't do with anything with altitude hold. Everything on it was good, really nice. I had a laugh with it. It's good fun, and you can learn to fly really precisely. So I think that's got loads of Tigger paws up and thumbs up as well. The range, over 50 metres, no problem at all. Who on earth would want to fly this more than 50 metres? I don't know. Keep it in close, learn how to fly really close, have a load of fun. Much better way of flying, I think. Okay, let's do the big comparison between them, shall we? So I've got the JJRC ones here, and the difference is basically in the quads. So you've got two absolutely identical quads. They are totally identical. No difference whatsoever. If you bring in the other JJRC, there's a slight difference that the motors are in a slightly different position, but actually flying characteristics, I flew them back to VAC, and if you want to go and have a look at the other review I did on the JJRC, it shows that I flew them back to back. I didn't notice any difference at all in them, no performance issues or difference whatsoever between the two. And JJRC you get the two, and this one you just get the one. So you're going to have to work out which you want, you know, whether you buy two of these and wind up with two transmitters or not. Now, they're both exactly the same on the transmitter. This is exactly the same, and these two are exactly the same. But the flight characteristics were slightly different. This one is a bit faster, and I'm only talking a small amount here, but I fly a lot of quads, and actually when I flew this one I realised there was something sort of lacking. In high rates it could do with a double high rate, if you like, or fourth gear instead of just third gear, and it would have matched that. It was just a bit off, but it flies really nicely. There's no issues. If I'd have been given either one of those and just flown them, I'd have loved them, because I do. I think they're awesome pieces of kit. This one, like I say, flies a bit faster, but let me show you actually on the bench here what the difference is when you actually go into manual flipping and stuff like that. Because this is, I was really surprised at this. I've never had this on any other quads that are so similar. I'm sure these come out the same factory. They must do. So I'm going to go up and down, binders for normal. There we go. So just to show how identical the whole protocol is and everything. There we go, they're both running. Now if I can pick these up without taking a finger off, which I won't, because if you do that it will stop them. And it'll get all onto them because one of the motors is going. Okay, so I'm just going to turn them up. There we go, this one's died. Hasn't died. If I take the throttle off, you can see it's now rebound, and now they both start up again. So nothing wrong with that. That is quite a normal thing. You get an awful lot of quads do that. That's nothing unusual whatsoever. So, but if you want to do manual flips and you want to do slow rolls and everything, this one is going to be better because the motors will never die. This one you have to, when it's gone over 90 degrees slowly. If you do it fast, it gets back round and it's back on and you're fine. You regain power. If you do it slowly, once the motors are killed, you've then got to take the throttle off and then go back up. It's not impossible to do. I've done it a couple of times, but it actually is really difficult because your brain tells you to give it loads of throttle to try and recover it, and what you need to do is take the throttle off. So this one, that never happens to. No matter where it is, the motors are always running. So there we go. That's all the difference I can see. Personally, I would probably be going on price. That's the way I would do it. So if I can buy the Eachine system for, let's say, £10 and the JJRC one is 25 quid, I'm not too sure I'd go with that, to be honest, because I think I could just buy two of these, and you don't really want two transmitters, but you've got two, sort of thing. If this comes out at 18 quid or 19 quid, then I think I'd go for this one because you got two quads. And if you're new to flying, two quads are really useful, I can assure you. You will crash. Okay, so that's my summary. I really like them, really like all of them, to be honest, but the Eachine is really nice as well and a little bit different. So as I always say, it's your hard-earned cash. Only you know where you want to spend it. And wherever you spend it, I hope you enjoy what you buy.